Today I am going to explain about crystal field theory, what it is explained about the transition metal complex. See here, it explained transition metal complexes of the color, color of the transition metal complexes and magnetic behavior, and next one of the structure of transition metals structure. These 3 points explain crystal field theory. Now, who's proposed this crystal field theory? The persons are Bethe and Blake. To explain crystal field theory, the proposed by the person Bethe and Blake. These two scientists are to explain about the crystal field theory. That crystal field theory, what it is to explain there about the transition elements of the color and magnetic nature and structure. Did you understand? Okay. Now, what is there in that crystal field theory? We have to some points are there. I am to try to explain about that points. Listen. Now, from the crystal field theory, there is we have 8 points. One first point we have to go. Now, I am going to the first point. Look at here. Interactions between the central metal atom and ligand. This is the central metal atom. This is the ligand. In between the attractions. What is that? Attractions. Attractions, in between the attractions, that attractions are electrostatic attractions. Electrostatic attractions. So from this crystal field theory, in transition metal complexes, there is in between the metal and ligand, there is interactions or attractions. How it is there? Electrostatic attractions. Electrostatic attraction means nothing but is ionic attractions. What is that? Ionic attractions. Here 100% there is in ionic bond. Ionic bond in between the central metal atom and ligand. Is that clear? What is the first point? What is that? Electrostatic bond between the metal and ligand. What is first one? Electrostatic attractions. Attractions between metal and ligand. That is completely 100% ionic bond. Clear? Next one. The second point here in this crystal field theory, now it is the ligand as a point charge. What is that? Point charges. Ligand as ligand. Consider ligand as point charge. Point charges. What is that? Ligand. Consider ligand as point charge. We think about it is maybe negative charge. Automatic, we know already metals are always it carries a positive charge. Automatically the ligand becomes the negative charge. Is that clear? That is that's why ligand as point charges. Next one point, third one point. Look at here. See here, the electrostatic bond is again it is two type there. Now electrostatic attractions are two types. See here, electrostatic attractions. Two types are there. One is it is to depend on the ligand. That electrostatic attractions also two type there. No, first I'm write that one. Ion attractions. Ion attractions. Second one, ion dipole attraction. Dipole attraction. So here electrostatic attractions are two type are there. One is the ion-ion attraction, one is the ion dipole attraction. Now it is visible ion dipole attraction. Look at here. Now see here, it is to depend on the ligand nature. Depend on depends depends on ligand nature. Ligand nature. Now ligands are here, two types are there. Depend on the ligand, there is what is that? Electrostatic attractions are two types are there. Ionic attractions, ion dipole attractions. Ion dipole. Like now see here, first one look at here. What is there here? Ligand's nature. First maybe the ligand may be negative ligand, or maybe neutral ligand. Right? If maybe the ligand negative ligand, the ligand may be negative ligand. There is attraction between the central metal atom and ligand. That is attraction is called the ion-ion attraction. Did you understand? Ion-ion attraction. If maybe the ligand is negative, that attraction we call the ion-ion attraction. Right here. Now here look at here. If maybe the ligand neutral, if maybe the ligand neutral, look at here. It is maybe the neutral ligand. That is we call the ion dipole attractions. I mean, is there 3 points? This is a 3 points. Ion-ion attractions, ion dipole attraction based on the ligand nature. If may be negative, ion-ion. If may be neutral, ion dipole. Is that clear? Shall I wrap this one? Okay. Now see here, that is the third point. Write down. Okay. Right. Next one, fourth one point. See here, fourth one point. When the ligand is entering to the, for example, see here, this is the central metal atom. This is the ligand. When the ligand is entering to the central metal atom of the central metal atom of the electrons are repelled by the ligand when the ligands are entering to the central metal atom of the central metal atom of the electrons are repelled. There is in between the valency electrons. These valency electrons are repelled. Valency electrons of the these valency central metal atoms of the valency electrons repelled by the ligands. Now these electrons are occupy these valency electron which are to repelled by the ligands to occupy d orbitals. Is it clear? See here, the valency electrons are repelled by the ligands. That electrons are to occupied d orbitals, which are not in direction of attacking ligands. So that electrons are to occupied where it is to occupy d orbitals. In which d orbitals? See here, which not in direction, attacking of a ligand or attacking of ligand. See here, look at here, this is the central metal atom. Of this central metal atom, they consist of the valency electron. When the ligand enter into the central metal atom, the valency electrons of the central metal atom, they repelled by this ligand. Is it clear? Right. That is the fourth point. Yes. Now I go for the fifth point. Listen here, fifth point. Right. Now, this is the central metal atom. When the ligand is entering to the central metal atom, is that clear? We know transition elements. For example, now the metal maybe is it's maybe have equal energy of d orbitals. We know that d orbital dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, dz square. Is that clear? Of these 5d orbitals of the energy is the equal. So that's why we call the degenerate degenerate orbitals. What do you say this one? Degenerate orbitals. Of that 5 orbitals of energy is equal. That's why we call the degenerate orbital. This one. Is that clear? Now see here, when the ligands are entering to the central metal atom, now ligand is entering to the central metal atom. Now these 5 degenerate orbitals are split into, or split into two sets of groups. Two sets of groups, different energy. Now see here, finally, now these 5 degenerate orbitals, these are divided into two sets orbitals having different energy. Having different energy, that is we call the, what is that, crystal field splitting. What is that? When the ligands enter into the central metal atom, what is that? When the ligands are entering into the central metal atom, that conversion of five of the degenerate orbitals, five of the degenerate orbitals, conversion into two sets of the different energy orbitals. Two sets of different energy orbitals. That is we call the crystal field. What is that? Crystal field splitting. Splitting. Is that clear? Means here the orbitals are splitting there. How it is to splitting here? Now they splitting like, now Eg orbital and T2g orbital. They splitting to Eg orbital and T2g orbital. Is that clear? Now finally, now here you listen here. When the ligands, when it is entering to the central metal atom, the conversion of 5d generate orbitals into two sets of the orbitals having different energy. So Eg orbital, one of the group, T2g orbital is the one of the group. Look at here, in the Eg orbital, I am writing here, Eg orbital, from here the Eg orbitals are dx square minus y square, and second one is the dz square. Finally, the lobes, in which the orbitals are lobes along with the axis, that lobes, that orbitals we call that Eg orbitals. Is it clear? Along with the axis, which orbitals of the lobes along with the axis, that is we call Eg orbitals. Dx square minus y square, dz square, of that orientation of that orbital along with the axis. Orientation of the, that d orbital of the orientation along with the axis. So that is Eg orbital. Now T2g orbital here consider. T2g is the, look at here, T2g. Now dx xy, dyz, dzx. These are orbitals. Now these are three orbitals of the orientation in between the axis. We written now like this dx square, dx, dyz, like this dzx. Is that clear? This is the x, this is the y, this is the y, this is the z. Maybe right here z, it is a y. Okay, here is a z, or it is a x, it is z. Clear now? In between the axis there no orientation. So that is why this is the, which of that, T2g orbital. Finally, the ligands are, when it is entering to the central metal atom, that 5 degenerate orbitals, that conversion into two sets of group orbitals, which having different energy, which having different energy like that Eg and T2g. Eg orbitals in the orbitals of d orbitals which having the orientation along with the axis, that is we call the Eg orbitals, and the orbitals of the d which are in between the axis, the orientation is in between the axis, that is we call the T2g orbital. Is it clear? Right now, know that like two sets of orbital to separated when the ligand is entering to the center metal atom. Is it clear? That is the fifth point. Is it clear? Now I go for the, now write down this one. Okay, written now? Right. Now I go for the sixth point. See here, sixth point. Look at here. What is the sixth point? The sixth point is the color behavior, color property. How they emits colors of transition elements. Look at here. Here simple DD transition. The electrons, the electrons transition between d orbital to d orbital. Here the movement of electrons, the momentum of electrons from one orbital, one d orbital to another d orbital, which has the same subshells, that is we call the dd transition. What is the dd transition? Transition means the electrons are the momentum of electrons from one d orbital to another d orbital as in the same subshell. That is we call the dd transition. By the dd transition, now that transition metal complexes are to emit the colors. Is that clear? The reason is electrons transition between the dd. Is that clear? Transition means there is jumping to one d orbital to another d orbital in the as in the same subshell. Is that clear? That's why that complexes, metal complexes are to exhibit the or emit the colors. Is that clear? Right. Next one is here. Now it is visible now. Right. Look at here. This is the sixth one point. Color is over. And next one, what is that? Magnetic behavior. Greater the splitting, see here, greater the or greater the splitting. Splitting is greater. Splitting, greater the splitting, I'm writing here greater. Greater the splitting, less number of, lesser the unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons. Greater the splitting, splitting is more there. There when is the greater the splitting, now in that complex compound, the lesser the unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons are less. When the unpaired electrons is less, now that magnetic behavior less. Magnetic nature less, or magnetic lesser the magnetic nature. See here simply when greater the splitting, splitting is more there now. Now in that unpaired electrons are very less and that magnetic nature is less. Lesser the unpaired electrons, lesser the magnetic nature. That is the, what is that? Seventh point. Magnetic behavior. Clear? Right. Next one is the, maybe splitting is less than unpaired electrons more, magnetic behavior is also more. Is that clear? Right. Next one, what is that structure? So structure, eighth one point. So the complex, the crystal field, determined by the crystal field determined by the number of ligands. What is that? Crystal field determined by the determined by the number of ligands, by the number of ligands and arrangement arrangement around the central metal atom, around the central metal atom, central metal ion. Okay, central metal ion. Based on this, the number of ligands, how they arranged to central metal atom, around the central metal atom, how they are arranged there. So depend on that, the number of ligands and the arrangement, we can be say that octahedral or tetrahedral by the number of ligands and its arrangement around the central metal ion. Is that clear? These are the points about crystal field theory.